Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jackson Millen. A very special welcome to our viewers on onespotmedia.com. Well, it is, I don't know, do you want to call it a social media stunt that has almost the entire Jamaica talking? We're talking, of course, about Spice and her shock photograph that she posted on Instagram. Well, let's go to this overview for more on that.
Black people hypocrisy. Leave the girls them with low self-esteem.
Recording artist Spice posted this image to her social media site Instagram last week, and one conclusion was that she reached quick. It's a description for someone who bleaches his or her skin and quickly sees the desired results. Was she actually bleaching? Turns out she was making a point with the searing socially conscious lyrics of her latest single, Black Hypocrisy.
Till me shine, till me look dirty. And it's the only line in life that will ever hurt me, because it never come from a Caucasian, trust me. This a black colorism, big hypocrisy. So if I wake up tomorrow look like a browning, oh, automatically mood carry this swing.
Over 71,000 comments, over 150,000 likes, and well over 2 million views on YouTube. Spice seems to have gotten the attention such a stunt is designed to generate. From hashtag Spice Lookalike Challenge to hot topics on The Wendy Williams Show to the comments on Twitter, the conversation has been heated about colorism, a prejudice against people who have a darker skin tone, and or the preferential treatment of those who are of the same race but lighter skinned. These are some of the opinions we received during our bleaching expose a few years ago.
Not as if I don't like black, but you know, entire skin look lighter, it just look beautiful more like you.
When you're black, nobody not see you. When you're black, our work are redo. If you're not brown and have color, you can't get no work.
When you're in them field of cosmetology, you have to have an image. Already you can't do ear for you look like you can't do ear, them must stop on your foot. You have to have an image for draw the crowd, for navigate the people them. If you don't have no image, them now look. Pebbles don't really have no image right now, you know. So
why Pebbles don't have no image? What's wrong with her?
No.
She look, nothing wrong with how she look.
Them now stop at Pebbles now. Pebbles have to turn up the thing look first.
Spice's reproach makes it very clear she believes colorism has darkened her path.
I was told I would reach further if the color of my skin was lighter. And I was made to feel inferior, cause society say brown girls prettier. Me love the way me look, me love me pretty black skin. Respect due to me strong melanin. Proud of me color, love the skin that I'm in.
Incidentally, Spice spends much of her time in the US, where minorities complain that they still encounter racism, which differs from colorism.
Since you say that I'm too black for you, I please you, do I look how you want me to? Now I'm gonna see if you're gonna say I'm too brown for you, or do I look pretty to you?
Anthony Lugg, All Angles.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Anthony, and joining us in studio to talk about the many issues coming out of that. We have YouTuber and blogger Rush Cam, given name Rashane Campbell. We also have lecturer of Caribbean literature and pop culture at the University of the West Indies, Dr. Isis Samaj Hall. Record producer, songwriter, and musician Nigel Staff is with me as well as musical entrepreneur Gussie Clark. Now, that story has been picked up not just, as you heard in that piece, by the Wendy Williams Show and by entertainment sites such as TMZ. The Washington Post today, in fact, did a story on colorism, bleaching in Jamaica, and Spice and black hypocrisy. So, Rushcam, let me ask you first of all, why do you think this story has taken off in this way?
I think it's taken off for two reasons. One is the fact that Spice introduced the conversation in such a large, what some people would consider outlandish way. And two is the fact that this is it's a recurring conversation, and it's an issue that is affecting black people over and over and over again, and it has to be spoken about. So a lot of people feel it personally, and that is why it is being spoken about, but also Spice sparked the conversation with such a big out there post. So it's like, you couldn't help but talk about it, you know? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Listening to the lyrics, and I mean, I think I've watched a video about, I don't know, 10 times by now. Dr. Samaj Hall, I heard you saying there's so much in there to dissect and to unpack.
There is. I think there's a lot to unpack. There has been a lot that's said about the publicity stunt angle of this, right? So, of course, it seems that to make the choice to paint herself and put this performance out there, to put these images out there, it means one thing, and we've talked about that, I think, for the last week, and with the rest of the album coming out on Friday, we'll have more to unpack. But I'm thinking about what it is that she's saying in those lyrics when she says that it's the insult of being called black and dirty, right? And so what does it mean when we think about color and its ramifications or its associations, that color and blackness equals criminality, blackness equals ugliness, blackness equals poverty. And so if we take those things, if we take that idea of blackness as being negative, it just makes me wonder, well, who would want to be black anyway?
I just saw your shirt. Addicted to black.
Addicted to black, right? And so I'm just wondering, that's the part that I want to tease out, is who would want to be black? And that's the point that I think she's raising is, of course, there's going to be this perhaps desire to or need to do something to get that spotlight, to get that attention, to do those markers of success. And in a way, I think we could argue that we're all bleaching in a sense. Anyone that's ascribing to a European model could perhaps be argued as, or possibly accused of bleaching, and we can come back to that idea.
Yeah, Nigel Staff, Spice is no stranger to controversy. No. She's in your face, as Rushcam was saying, she's out there. Does this succeed, though, in taking the conversation to the kind of deeper level that's being suggested here, or are people stuck on the Instagram photo?
I think a lot of people tackle it on many levels and layers, but let's establish that Spice is the current dancehall queen, and there's no better person for her to tackle it than her, for two reasons. She has that deep black melanin skin, and she's the most successful female at this point. It's no novelty to the industry where the industry players, they take on social topics, cultural topics. This is just another one, and I actually give her kudos because, I mean, for the want of a better phrasing or terminology, we've added another topic to the dancehall culture.
But some people are saying they're surprised it's Spice. They say so much of our other music is, you know, just not about deep cultural issues.
I don't necessarily agree, but I don't negate what they're saying. But who then? Do you qualify because you are the queen of dancehall, one, and because you're black, and you've actually seen it, you've actually lived it, and who better to talk about it than who lives it and who's seen it? Some people have gone as far as to stretch it to say that internationally she's been a victim of colorism. I'd debate that, especially based on her success. But as it stands in our diaspora, I think she's the best person to talk about it. I genuinely think so.
Yeah. Gossip Clark, what do you think?
I think it's a stroke of genius, and I think it's mission accomplished.
Yes.
And also, there's a subliminal point that I see. She's basically 99.9% a dancehall artist. However, this song is not really a dancehall song. So she might also be evolving musically. The choice of the beat that she chose and the choice of the content versus her normal persona. She might be evolving.
Tell me a little bit more about that, when you say that.
She's predominantly a dancehall artist who sells, and her topic always is sex and that angle. But this now is about more cultural to a topic that needs to be revived and people need to be reminded. There's nothing new about an artist doing a song like that. But you change the entire beat, which normally you would have here, which you change the total content, and it has worked. So I see a change somehow there in her style for this reason. And the point is, it has worked. It has worked. For example, it has us all here.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. You're jumping in.
Oh, no, I was saying that to respond to what you were saying earlier about some people thinking that, you know, Spice was not the right person or whatever. It's interesting because I think that if Spice came out now with a song, that had the same lyrics and it was like, black and me proud of me, it would not have had the same message. Like people would not take a minute and listen to it. Nobody would say, boy, you know, Spice talk serious or whatever. She had to switch it to 180, turn around on us for us to really pay attention. And as he said, I really think it was genius. If I could have do it myself, I'd have do it.
It's not just switching it around, it's just slowed it down, right? So by switching into that reggae mode, it's a slowdown.
Actually, so I get it.
But it's critical, right? If you're going to need people to pay attention, you slow your words down, right? You give them time to pause and deliberate over those words, and I think that's what she does so successfully.
And I think one of the fundamental rules of a successful song is the story. No song survives without a story. And she spent a lot of time creating her story for the song to survive.
I want to pick up on that, but I'm just about at the break. So let me go to the break and we come back with the discussion. Remember, you can participate. Tweet me. Our hashtag is TVJ All Angles, and as well text me 8953 999 8953 999. Give us your first name and your location.
When you see Walter Rodney, ask him, oh, you know hear about how we laughing. So when the little offspring asking, tell them they never told us that black is beautiful. They never told us black is beauty. They never